Welcome to the Dixie Doggers podcast. We're here to share knowledge and heritage. We hope y'all enjoy. For the best cut gear in the business, get with Dave Williams at Southern Cross Cut Gear. www.hogdoggear.com.
If you're buying or selling land, farms, or hunting property, these folks know land. Phil Wilson with UC Hunting Properties, 678-791-3483.
777 Kennels, Advanced K9 Nutrition. Vertex K9 Essentials, Advanced K9 Nutrition, beneficial to all breeds. You can contact them at 979-206-3050.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Don't Run with Lite Hounds. We got Michael Moore with River Bottom Trackers out of Newcastle, Texas. Michael, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Cannot complain. Well, just give us a little introduction on yourself and, what you're from, what you do, and what kind of dogs you run, and kind of how you got into dogs. We'll kind of go from there.
Well, the way that I got into dogs was trapping pigs.
Okay.
So you're loading hog traps and you pull up and you got a herd of sows and pigs in a trap, and then you got a boar on the outside. You don't want that boar to run off because he's usually bigger than anything you got in the trap. And the only way to get him caught is with a run and catch dog. So the way I started with the hog hunting deal was hauling a catch dog with me and pull up to a trap and there's a boar on the outside, drop the run and catch dog, and he'll go catch the boar. You just tie him down, load him, and then you go load what you got in the trap.
There you go.
Your dog gets used to doing that every day. You end up with a pretty dang good run and catch dog. So, but you can't help yourself after you've got a dog that can do that to get some dogs that can go find pigs. And then you can go find them in the woods and bail them up, and then you got a dog that can catch them. So then
what was that first dog that you started with?
It was a red and tan, kind of block-headed looking dog, pretty leggy, 75 or 80-pound dog. Looked like a ranch dog.
Yeah.
And he was good. He was real good. He's kind of like that
Trace. The first one you tried?
Yeah. Well, not the first one I tried. The first one that took it, though.
First one that did it?
Yeah. But he's kind of like that trace dog, just not quite as big.
Yeah.
But same like that deal I told you about, what I did with that trace dog yesterday. Pulled up to a hog trap, boar run off, just kind of paralleled that boar, and he screwed up by running parallel, and that dog seen him. I just stepped out and turned that 18-month-old pup loose, and he ran him 200 yards through the woods and had him caught. Same type of deal.
Michael got these daggum Meta glasses or whatever, them Ray-Bans.
Dude, I'm so interested in those.
It's going to be my first tracking purchase this year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking to y'all on right now.
Oh, okay.
What? On your glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Well, normally I'd say, well, that's gay, but I like it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm going to be gayed up myself, boys. I'm going to be gayed up.
You look like Poindexter running around in the woods, but who cares?
Dude, we got to get Rodney some of those. Oh, yes.
They're pretty cool.
I can only imagine.
They're pretty dang cool.
If you could put it on live feed and put it on Rodney's head, holy shit.
Oh, dude, it would. Shit.
People would pay money for that.
Yeah, yes. It'd be an OnlyFans exclusive. Big Balls Bill. Moose Knuckle Maniac. No, we were talking to Mr. Dan that has the Melon Ranch Hounds. And he said that he said he didn't get the Ray-Bans. He said he got a cheaper kind. But man, like he said, he's recorded a lot of his videos on there and they look good. I mean, the quality was really good. So I can only imagine what the actual Meta glasses would be.
They're pretty clear. It's good.
Sweet.
Yeah, he sent the video yesterday and he's like, check this shit out. And they pull up and he's squawking in the box and and you could barely see the pig kind of running through the brush. And I mean, that dog was locked on. He dumped the box and just let him roll. And he's running down, and they get kind of in the woods. And then that pig was stupid. He ran across the road towards the open. And that was his worst mistake he ever made.
Yeah,
he got across that road, and he had him caught about 60 yards past that road.
Sweet. I'll take those dumb ones all.
He won't ever do it again.
Yeah. It was the last thing he ever done.
Broke him from the habit. That's cool.
But anyway, so it went from that to I got some dogs put together and just hunted and found some dogs that go find pigs and bail them up. And I found myself working at the sale barn for 20 hours straight, 24 hours straight, and then come home and change socks and brush my teeth and go to the woods by myself. And I made a deal with my dogs. If they catch it, I tie it down and sell it. And that's how I paid for their dog food.
Mm-hmm.
So and it never fails. If you go hog hunting by yourself and you got a set of dogs, you're going to catch big boars. So, but I couldn't get them all loaded by myself, but I could damn sure get them tied down and have somebody come help me load them.
Nice.
But
yeah.
So I did that for a couple of years, and then I thought, if this is what I'm going to do in my spare time after not sleeping for a day, I might as well make money at it. So I started guiding hog hunts. And when my dogs got good enough I could guarantee my hunts, then that's how I advertised it. And I don't know, I take a couple hundred people a year hog hunting, and we catch pigs every time we take dogs to the woods.
Wow.
He's got some good country where he's at, for sure.
Is it on the Red River?
I've never been over there. No, it's south of there. But.
No, I'm a little over an hour south of the Red River.
Well, it was a legitimate question. I mean, I know what the Red River is. You know, it's like the Red River. That's where it's at.
It is. There's big hogs on the Red River. Me and Ricky caught one a couple months ago. Pretty good pig.
So you mean to tell me Ricky actually did catch hogs?
I've seen him get his hands on a couple of them.
Sweet. Sweet.
I gotta have supervision because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I don't either. I haven't seen a hog in like 6 months. I seen some on Instagram, and they look cool.
They're all over Instagram.
And they look awesome. I was like, man, how did I get one of those?
Right.
What's a guy got to do?
But I did have a possum dog he's pretty badass. You know, I put a video of him up.
Finished possum dog.
Sure. I know what I got. No less than 15 grand.
Depression and recession proof.
Yeah.
Was he a possum dog, or
was
that just what they paid?
He's a running catch dog that is absolutely phenomenal. And I have never seen him look at anything else. But we were hunting that iron dog tournament, and there was a possum. He went by, in his defense, he went by that sumbitch like 5 or 6 times, and he just kind of kept glancing at it. And I shined that light on it. That's all it took.
Well, yeah, you showed him the possum.
Yeah, I wasn't even mad. I was like, bro, like we wouldn't hitting on nothing. I was laughing. I was like, just put it back, buddy. Y'all have to deal with a lot of possums out there. Y'all got more armadillos, probably. Huh?
We'll be back after a quick break.
Quick thanks to the supporters of the Dixie Doggers podcast.
Lite Hounds.
Southern Cross Cut Gear.
Phil Wilson with UC Hunting Properties.
Rankin Ranch 38 Cattle Company.
777 Kennels Advanced Canine Nutrition.
And the old Boars N Broads.
I don't ever see very many possums. We got a bunch of skunks.
I was going to say, Michael's dog likes skunk.
The dog that got sprayed by a skunk didn't even trash on the skunk. She just got sprayed on the way by.
She just ran it over. The oldest, most finished dog there, she gets sprayed right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, she didn't bark at it. She just she just surprised it and it sprayed her in the face, I guess.
Oh man.
But
it was funny.
I don't know. So have you ever been in many skunks? Like, have you had dogs get sprayed by skunks?
We have never had one.
Okay.
Rodney's had Sally. If there's a skunk around, she's going to find it. But man, when I say we don't have a population of skunks, I literally mean like, unless it's just us, I don't know. But like we don't even see them, like ever.
So the weirdest thing that I've had, it'd be I don't know, it'd go back probably 6 generations of the dogs that I raised. I had a dog named Fred 15 years ago. Fred would rig a pig from a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, depending on how hard the wind's blowing. He would rig a pig I've had him rig pigs on the same place, which is on top of a hill though, at over a mile. And you drop him and he goes over a mile and base pigs. Straight line, into the wind.
Damn.
He knows they're there. He goes and finds them. And then he'll roll after that, and he'll go catch a skunk or bay a skunk and get sprayed in the face. But then he would leave that skunk and he would go back to pig hunting. And I mean, you would load that dog would put 30 miles down on a hunt 3 nights a week, and you would load 10, 12, 15 hogs behind him, but he always hit a skunk and got sprayed by a skunk.
Maybe it freshened him up. Maybe.
I have no idea how. Yeah, but imagine getting sprayed in the face by a skunk. How could you smell anything after that?
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Whatever it was, sounded like a recipe for success for him.
He did it for like a year before I got him broke off of skunks. My pickup smelled like a skunk for a year.
What dog did you end up using for bay dog? Whenever you got
the first dogs I had was some stuff that just stuff I put together. Wasn't anything I raised or anything. But I ended up getting that Fred dog from an Australian buddy of mine named Dan. I traded a bay pig for him when he was like a 7-month-old pup. And he turned out like the first time I seen the dog, he let him out of the off the ground kennel with a pig on a string, and the dog just pretty well just run straight by the pig and run in a big mile circle wide open with his nose on the ground. And he was cussing him. And I said, you try him again and you don't like it, let me know, because that dog's going to hunt. I want him. He just don't know what he wants to hunt yet. He's just running wide open with his nose on the ground. So, long-eared saddleback dog, looked like Huck with about another 1.5 inches of ear.
Yeah.
I had that dog, and he turned out rigging, which I used to run dog boxes for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I'd have dogs in a box, just in a regular bed, so those dogs could wind out of the box. And then that dog helped me get a set of rig dogs going. And then that's when I started raising dogs, like 14, 15 years ago, maybe a little longer. So I crossed Fred with a couple gyps, and the dogs that worked did, and the ones that didn't, just didn't. But, so I took their offspring and got them going and put a set of dogs together, and it was game on after that. And then ever since then, I've kept my line pretty tight for the last 14, 15 years. I got some puppies loose right now they'll be like 7th generation out of that Fred dog. Right. Which I've added more stuff to it. I've got everything that I've got for the last 7 or 8 years is hound cur bulldog crossed. So they're big framed, heavier boned, longer legged, longer eared dogs.
Are they rough at all, or are they more loose bait?
Some are rough. So that set of yellow dogs I raised last year, there's one male out of that litter, the one that I dropped last night on that pig. He's been rough on every hog that he's seen since he was, yeah. I mean, the first pig he ever seen, he caught it, and he was 12 months old. And he's 18 months old now. And in the last 6 months, he's almost died about 3 or 4 times, but he's caught probably 10 pigs that weigh over 220. Biggest one he's caught and held by himself weighed 275. But he's handy. Like, you can have all of his sisters and his brothers are all loose. They're cow dogs. They work like cow dogs. Big circles, baying, just running around baying. But if something breaks, I've had a herd of hogs baiting wide open in a wheat field, and they'll be trying to wad them up, and then the boar break and run across the field, and 2 of those puppies, when they were 12 or 13 months old, would run him down and tag him and make him go back to the herd, and they start circling again.
Okay.
They're pretty cool.
He had part of that on video. It looked like a dust tornado out in the wide open of this wheat field, and it sounded like absolute mayhem. Like, I mean, how many pigs were in there? 20 or 30?
Yeah, probably 30. But that was with their 4-year-old aunt and 2 12-month-old puppies in that scenario you're talking about. And it was just 3 cur dogs out there, and I had clients from Kentucky or somewhere, and I said, those pigs are about to break and run to the creek, and we'll bait something in the creek and catch it. So we got back in the pickup and drove down the fence line and drove a half a mile and looked out there where we could see out in the field again, and they had them wadded up. And there was just, anytime anything tried to leave, they'd just run it down and grab it by the ass and spin it and put it back in the herd, and there's big circles again. I was like, that's pretty damn cool.
Hell yeah.
For some 12-month-old puppies with one finished dog on the ground.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of those females out of that litter, and she's just real loose. But I mean, like, at first she was too loose, but now she's kind of tightening up, but it's pretty cool to see whenever we put the sisters all together. It was weird. It was like they were, like, I've been running that one that I've got with that 3/4 plot dog that I got or whatever, and she does all right. But the plot dog's not finished either. You know, I told you we just I'm starting them both, you know, basically. Just the plot dog just got she's just a little bit more gamey, and she'll just roll out. But she's also a year older. So,
yeah.
Well, we put those yellow dogs together on a hunt over here by me, and those two, it was just the 2 sisters, wasn't it? And then Lori went and got her own. Over here in Shannon.
Yeah, Lori bait her own, and those 2 females that have never even seen each other since they were weaned just rolled together and bait that herd for, what did we catch, 5 or 6 out of that herd?
Yeah, we go in, drop a catch dog, catch 1 or 2, and then the herd would roll out, and then they went, and I think they bait that sounder up 3 different times. It was pretty cool by themselves. It was pretty cool.
It was like 30 minutes of just
mayhem.
Time pigs, just time pigs.
Wide open.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wish we could get in stuff like that. Every now and then we will. I mean, usually it's not on that large of a scale, but I understand what you mean when you say it's just chaos, you know.
Oh, it's fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody that comes hunting comes back because we'll get into some stuff, and it'll be. I mean, I had some guys from somewhere up north this year. They've hunted with me, I guess, 3 years. or 4 years now, and it's muddy. It was a muddy bastard when they showed up. And I said, we're going to have to walk hunt. And they were like, okay. They didn't care. we all showed up with, I said, wear your walking boots. Go through mud. I mean, it was bad. We pulled in the gate and unloaded dogs. We went about 600 yards, and Lori threw her head up and started going into the wind and went like half a mile and changed direction. Never struck or anything. Just changed. And those puppies were on her ass. But changed directions and went a mile and a half the other way, just trailing. And then my bark meter started going off. Mm-hmm. And we got there, and I said, "There's no way." And they had a boar bait on the fence line, and we caught him. And I said, "There's no way they did all that for one pig." Well, they were taking pictures with the pig, and I looked at my Garmin, and they were 500 bark meters going off. Mm-hmm. So we haul ass over there, and this 4-year-old dog and these two 12-month-old puppies have probably 50 or 60 hogs wadded up in a mesquite flat and just making big circles. And the catch dog screwed us on that deal. We followed that herd of pigs for a mile and a half, and we caught 9 out of it. And from the time we unloaded dogs until we loaded dogs was less than 2 hours, and caught 9 pigs. And the guys were saying, "Can we quit?" I said, "We gotta catch dogs before we can quit."
Yeah.
So I was toning dogs back and all that, but we didn't catch anything over 160 or 170 pounds. And there was big pigs there. It was just a catch dog screwed us on it. When you turn a catch dog loose on a herd of hogs like that, it screws them up. If they're not, I mean, if they just don't line out a big one that comes to them and they just tattoo it, they're going to catch what they can. That's usually a smaller one.
Oh, I ain't no doubt. But that's the way ours are going to do. They're going to catch a show.
Right.
20 damn hogs in there, and they catch a little one.
Yeah, we caught 9 out of that herd, and I bet a handful of them didn't weigh 120 pounds.
Yeah.
But
can't blame
you can't blame the cur dogs. That ain't the hunting dog's problem. That's a catch dog problem.
That's still 1,000 pounds of pork.
Those guys had a blast.
What catch dogs were you rolling that day?
Do what?
What catch dogs were you running that day?
Ava and Gator.
Yeah. So Michael has these. Go ahead.
So they're brother and sister, but they're out of 2 different litters. They're half go-go and half pit. And Ava's a seasoned dog. She's finished. She's caught a bunch of pigs, but I just started her little brother that earlier this season, and he's been game for it since he's seen his first pig and caught his first pig. But you show him 50 of them, he's not going to go pick the biggest one. Oh. So he kind of screwed us on that deal. He catches hard, but he's just immature.
Yeah. Michael had these dogs in there. What's Ava? She's probably 75 pounds.
She's 70.
Yeah, she's the smallest one of all of them, and
yeah,
it's funny. I've gone and helped him on some of these outfit hunts, and I'd be like, "All right, they're bait up, 700-800 out," and he'll hand one to one of these 90-pounders, and then hand the other one Ava that's 70 pounds, and they just drag their ass to the bait. It's so damn funny, dude. Those guys are like, "I'll catch three or 4 pigs," and they're like, "Yeah, I think we just want to drink beer."
Yeah. Changes the damn mind a little bit. Yeah.
Oh man. I've got that dog that I was telling you about that we called Snowman. What is he to Gator?
Do what?
What is Snowman to Gator?
Full brother, litter mate.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's the big white dog I got at the house right now.
Oh, okay.
I started both of them earlier this year.
That was when we all got together and hunted, right?
That's when Snowman started. I started Gator like 2 weeks before that.
That's right.
The first pig Gator scene or Snowman scene was when y'all came and hunted with me, and then he didn't see another one for like 3 weeks, and then I went hunting with Stetson and said I got a dog that he's seen one pig, but it doesn't count. It's been 3 weeks. He still don't know what a bay is, so took him with Ava, and that's the first time Stetson seen the way I started catch dog, and him and his dad were both like, "Are you shitting me? This is how you start your catch dogs?" Absolutely. In the woods with a live bay, and make sure you have a solid catch dog with them because a puppy doesn't count.
Right.
But that second pig he caught weighed probably 180. So that's good. If you'll start your catch dogs, I let him get wound. I mean, you can read a dog. You can read a catch dog. When they're wanting to go, that's when you send them. But you send them behind your finished dog. So you send your finished catch dog to go catch. That's your catch dog. And the puppy's he's just there to learn. So you just lead him in hard and fast on the end of a lead and try to control him, and don't let him catch a leg or catch an ass. You can have them within the line right there and kind of point them at the ear. And when they catch an ear, just pitch them the slack and let them have it.
Yeah.
And then when they do that, if the situation works out where you can break your finished catch dog off the ear without hitting a leg or something, which the perfect thing has a big sow. But if you can break your good catch dog off and just let that puppy have it, that pig's got enough fight in it to where that puppy learns to hold, and it doesn't learn to regrip and do all the dumb shit where a lot of people have catch dogs that look at them when they go to reach for a leg, and I mean you're building a coal when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You want your catch dogs to hold.
No doubt.
And that's the number one way to train them to hold.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I like to have them in the woods as much as I can, through the whole process.
Right.
But there's a few times where I've carried them just by themselves, but they were old enough. I knew I was like, yeah, they'll do it, And then there's been times where it's backfired and it's been like, holy shit, that's way too big for that puppy.
Should have brought a finished catch dog.
But that puppy goes in there and hangs him. I'm like, well, it'll do.
Right. And no, it's good when it works. Yeah. If it don't work, you might as well stay at the house.
Yeah, I ain't no doubt. Like, I mean, we don't have a population of hogs, so if we make a mistake and we screw the pooch that first time, like we're done. Like, it's just done. You're not going to find any more.
Right.
It sucks, but I agree on the catch dog part on that. That's the way. I think there's too many people that keep want to work them in a pen all the time. They need to know what a bay is.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you got a bulldog and you're walking it down there and dogs are baying like hell and it doesn't want to go, well, something's wrong.
Well, the bay's what gets them fired.
Yeah.
And that bay's supposed to fire them up.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta know where to go, and they already got, before you turn them loose, they got to know what the job's going to be when they get there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very good. I like that.
Well, I was like that snowman dog. So a bunch of deer tracking guys get together at the end of the year, and we go and drink beer and catch pigs over in Michael's area, and for a weekend and so. And he brought that snowman dog, and we probably had 4 or 5 day dogs on the ground because we had Taylor from Oklahoma. You remember we talked to him,
mm-hmm.
and then he's got all his dogs, and then I've just got one dog, and then Michael's got his dog. So we had just shit kind of everywhere, and we those bay dogs pretty much caught the pig. It was little 80 pounder or whatever. And he was like, wait, don't drop Ava. Let me just walk this snowman in here. Well, we walked it in, and they had it pretty much pulled down, maybe by the back leg or whatever, spinning, and Michael walked up with that snowman, and he kind of went up, he looked at him, and then he just kind of like ran towards him and like shoulder bumped the pig. And it was like, what was that? And he shoulder bumped him, and then he looked at him, and he just went right over the top of his neck and got the nape of his neck, and then never let go again. It was like, it was just funny because he got up, he's like, what's this? Oh, this is what this is. Wham! And that was it.
That's called a manhandle right there, where they grab him over the back of the neck, just go to shit wrecking him.
Yeah, and I hate it. But for a puppy, I don't. If a puppy does that on their first pig, I'm cool with it. That's what turns them on.
Oh yeah. And like you said, you can take and you can guide that dog to where you want it to catch. Oh yeah. I know you guys have heard, people talk about, man, I got a dog. All he does is catch on the ass or on the leg. Well, why?
Because you let him do that.
Exactly. And also like what Ricky just said, like you're like, hey, let me walk this puppy in here. A lot of folks, man, they're like, Cur Dog's already got that pig caught. Don't worry about it. It's because they're lazy. And they don't want to put in that little bit of extra effort there to get a good dog started and to make it, to really turn it on.
You can't train puppies if all you run is your older dogs.
Oh, amen. That's what I'm talking about.
I have to get myself to do that during the deer tracking deal. It's like, I'm busy. I got 3 tracks lined up, but then Huck pulls off a little 500-yard track, and it's got a little blood on it, and it's kind of like, I've already got it. I've got the trail because I'm looking at my Garmin, and it's like, do I walk Huck back, go get the puppy, make the guys wait, and get the puppy and go do it? And it's like, I've got 2 other tracks to do. It's 80 freaking degrees. It's October 1st, and then it's like, you gotta do it.
It's 10 or 15 more minutes, and it makes a total difference on the dog that you're fixing to drop.
Yeah, you know where to go. I mean, even if the dog was to get lost, you know the exact line because Huck just done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But there's a lot of times where it's across a river or whatever the shit it is, and you're just like, gosh, damn it, do I really want to mess with this right now?
Every chance you get, mess with it. Yeah. That's the only way you're going to get a dog that's immature. Every time. Hogs, deer, cows, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. Anything.
Yeah, you just got to tell yourself that every time, because it is hard sometimes. It's like, man, god dang, I really want to jack with this, and you're like, this is one more notch on the belt for that young dog,
Mm-hmm. I think once you get to, how long have you been doing it now, Ricky? How many years?
I mean, I've been tracking and doing it for probably 6 years, doing it commercially, I would call it, but probably 10 years jacking with it.
I got you. I think mine was after the 10-year mark. It was where it was getting to be where that's all I wanted to do was worry about messing with that next dog. And now at the 20-year mark or longer, it's like I don't even care about the old dogs. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's kind of like what Michael's saying. It's like every single time I have to do this. I have to do this. And I think it just comes with like the more you do it, the more it's going to work. But there was a point in time where it was like, I know exactly what you mean. It's like, man, you got the best dogs over here. Why do you want to leave them at the house? But you have to, or you can't make you can't make other ones.
Don't leave your good dogs at the house. But you want to take.
I will not take my finished dogs. I take them by themselves. I do, and because it's totally different what I do. And I'm not saying that you're wrong and I'm right by no means. It's just what works for me. But I start puppies by themselves. I do not use another dog to start a puppy.
On hogs or deer?
On hogs. That's what I said. Because I don't do the blood tracking stuff enough to even chime in on that.
I've been doing both for a long time.
Yeah.
But I run my puppies behind my finished dogs on everything I do.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's what the majority of people do. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Absolutely nothing.
My rule of thumb on that is a finished dog's going to teach that puppy more shit than you can see or believe. And you can teach him by trying to walk him around looking for something he don't know where it went. And neither do you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't walk none of ours. Like we run a totally different style. That's what I'm saying. Ours is it's a totally different deal. These pups that we've got right now, like, and now I'm not going to take them to the woods at 4, 5, 6 months old either. You know,
right? No,
I wait till they're 10 months old to a year old. I make sure that they're interested in what I'm doing, and then I'll take them out. And I generally, after they went a time or two, then they got to go do it by themselves. They have to, or I won't keep them. And that's just me. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
Right.
But I will say, like, I got the yellow dog I got from Rusty. I got a pair of them. And at 8 months old, you can kick him out. He's going to roll 3/4 of a mile to a mile by himself. He'll stay with that running walker dog of ours. Once we put him with an older dog, he'll go 2.5, 3 miles, however far they go. And because he already had that drive. Basically, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, is this dog going to be able to do it by itself? And I promise you, and you already know, y'all already know this. There's not a lot of pups like that. It's a very, very hard thing to do. I did Nathan, me and that M&M pup and that Louie dog of his started both of them. And I thought Rodney was going to shoot me because we had finished dogs in the box and I would not turn them loose. He was like, turn them loose. I was like, no. M&M would bathe them hogs. They'd break and run. But like I said, hey, we turned him loose. He went, found a group of hogs. He ran them. He stopped and bathed them 3 different times. And over a 3-mile race, that was his first day out, really. I was like, so it worked
that's
good.
It.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But now I've got 10 other puppies out here. When you turn them dumb some bitches loose, they ain't doing none of that. So some of those we do have to put with the older dogs to get them. And then once they get to where they're going, then I'll pull them off and run them by themselves.
Right. So the thing I do with my hog dogs and my deer dogs, I give them 10 hunts. If I'm running a 9, 10-month-old puppy with my deer dogs, you've got 10 tracks. If you don't impress me in 10 tracks, you're fixing to be a hog dog.
There you go. Ain't nothing
and
wrong
the culls on
dogger.
the culls off of deer dogs make pretty damn jam up hog dogs.
Yeah.
Because they all got a nose, they all got drive, they all got everything. But deer dog deal is way different than a hog dog deal.
Oh yeah.
The deer dog's got to have brains where you can sit down and decipher. I had 10 people walking around all over this leg shot deer's track, and there's 3 pieces of bone and 100 yards of blood and then nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people scatter that scent around everywhere. And you got a dog, he's got to work it out.
Oh yeah.
And there's no other way to do it. You can't second guess him. You can't say, well, maybe the deer went over here. Let's see if we can push the dog this way. You just sit back and just let him work it out. Sometimes it takes help. I've sat there for an hour before my dog picked a line and left after a problem area. And if he gets 100 yards past that, now we can kind of follow him along and let him just go do his thing, and he'll go however far. It doesn't matter. I mean, might be 3 or 4 miles, but as long as you got permission to be where you're at and the dog's bayed, there's no rush. Just slip in and kill him.
Hell yeah.
Michael had some pretty rough dogs a couple of years ago, and I mean, just like absolute mayhem with these deer. And I mean, he was running two at a time, and they were catching just about everything they was coming on. And I'm over here, and I'm sending them these bay videos, and I'm shooting them, and we're just hanging out. Everybody's healthy and shit. He's like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I don't know, just loose man, like by himself, you know."
Yeah.
But and then this last 2 years, he's got the dog that he's got now. He's a young, super young dog, but is like a rock star already. And he's loose baying. And this past year, Michael's sending me all these cool videos and shooting deer again instead of stabbing them. And
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is. I guess that's what I would want. As a tracking dog, and we've dabbled around with them. We've had dogs that would find a few deer, but we ain't got, and we ain't no superstars. But I'd want one that would bay.
Oh, 100%. You want a loose deer dog for sure.
Yeah.
It's so much more relaxing instead of
and shorter, way shorter pieces.
No, not necessarily shorter.
Well, I'm talking about you're bumping and breaking bays 3 or 4 times when you could have bait them in their bed.
Well, those rough dogs didn't bump them 3 or 4 times. They'd bail them in their bed. They'd either bail them in their bed, or they wouldn't even bail them in their bed. If Merle and Milo showed up to a deer or a oryx or an all-dad, it didn't matter. If it was bedded, they wouldn't even bark at it. I'd look at the Garmin. It'd show them like 5 yards apart, treed.
Yeah.
So I'd know that deer's not. That whatever it is we're tracking, it's still alive and it's just sitting there in its bed, and they're just watching it. So I tell the hunters, y'all stay right here. I'm going to slip in and shoot the sucker. But if it breaks one time, it's not going to have a tail or nuts left.
Yeah. That little Louis dog, Nate, had that son gun. He would have his whole head in their ass. He was like, "No, come here."
Yeah, if he could catch him, he was biting them.
Yeah, he's going to catch them. If he could, if he was able to, he was going to.
That Milo dog that I have now, he is the foundation. His bloodline's a foundation of the deer dogs that I have now. So I bred Merle, a yellow dog that I raised. It'd be a great grandson out of Fred. And I put him on deer. Behind a dog that I started my deer tracking stuff with. And he's just a big rank cur dog. Block-headed, yellow, just 95 pound, 95 pound cur dog. And he'd do it for sure. I had him for, I guess, 8 years. I tracked deer with him. And then, which, if you've got a good dog and you want to stay in the game, you gotta keep raising pups. So I was raising puppies out of him and trying them, and some of them worked on deer and some of them didn't. And the ones that didn't turned into hog dogs. The ones that did are deer dogs. But so I took Milo, which is another cross that I made, and his full sister is the mother to the dog that I've got now, Woodrow. Mm-hmm. He was a 3-year-old last year and loaded 81 deer in general season last year by himself.
Okay.
As a 3-year-old. But Milo is double ranked. Like, he might as well just been a damn cow dog in Australia catching maverick bulls. Because he's hanging off of them. But
he's one that got ran a horn up through his liver, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, broke leg deer hooked him through the liver. And I shot the deer off of him and walked up, and he had liver blood pumping out of the top side of him. And I was like, shit, this dog's dead. So I called the vet, and I said, I already know the answer to the question. And I asked her the question, and she's like, no, he's going to die. There ain't nothing we can do about it. So I wrapped my shirt around him, carried him to pickup 1.5 miles or whatever it was, brought him home, gave him a shot of the and I don't know, gave him something else. 2 weeks later, I was tracking deer with him again.
Mm-hmm.
He's still here. But
that same deer put a hole through Merle's leg all the way through and through, right?
No, different deer.
Oh, the different deer? Oh.
Yeah.
Michael showed up one day and he had 2 dogs with holes in them. I'm like, what in the hell have you been doing? Like, one poked in the freaking ribs and the other one's got a through and through hole through his back ham. Like, all the way through and out the other side.
Wow.
Like, Jesus
Drinking
Christ.
beers and catching deers.
that deer that hooked Merle through I don't know, it damn near gutted him. He run it right up in his flank, like right by the sheath of his dick, and it came out his hip. And I run around the bend just in time to see him pick that 95-pound dog up and slam him on the ground. So I ran in mad and just went to blasting and killed that deer.
Damn.
With his 30-30 with no sights on it.
What are you talking about?
Michael got there's some 30-30 look like it came from Nam or some shit. Ain't got no front sight on it. It's just oh, it freaking cracks me up. He pulls that thing out. I'm over here with this tactical ass 308 with this fancy suppressor and shit. Here comes Michael with his broke stock, no sight, having rusted 30-30.
You got any black tape on it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just whacking them.
That's the proper PPE right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That gun in the last 5 years has killed a couple hundred.
Sweet.
You broke up. Did I hear that?
I said that gun in the last 5 seasons killed a couple hundred deer.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen him roll them running too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think you just get lucky.
You'll have that.
You have that on the big jobs.
Yeah. I had some guys watch me, and I tried to turn this call down for an hour. And he's like, man, it's the last day of the season. I've been after this deer all year. You got to come try. I said, dude, he's brisket shot. We're not going to get him. And we ended up getting on him. And the dogs run him like 1.5 miles one direction. And then he broke bay and he was running back towards the brush from the river, which is opposite of what they usually do. So I looked at my Garmin, I took him on an angle, and I was hoofing it across there. And these guys were trying to keep up. They kept up long enough to be on top of the hill and watch all of it go down. But this whole river bottom is grown up like 6-foot brush. And there's a 2-track road in it. So I'm sitting on that 2-track, and I was looking at my Garmin and just trying to anticipate like how far is this deer ahead of the dogs. He's got to be at least 100 yards ahead of the dogs because I know he's brisket shot. So I'm just waiting. And I sit there for a second, and I start seeing horns coming through the brush. And I just throw my gun up and just swing with him and whack. And I was like, damn, I missed him. Here goes a big race. And I look down the road, the dogs come across the road. I can see their tails wagging. And I was like, there's no way. I run over there, and I shot this deer right behind the eyeball with a 30-30 running wide open broadside and seen him for like a split second. Like,
hell yeah.
You
knock them down.
Those guys come down there. They took them about 2 or 3 minutes to get down there, and they were like, that was the coolest shit I've ever seen. That was a John Wayne shot. And I was like, well, yeah, y'all called me to come get your gear.
Act like you do it.
Like, this is what I do, boys. This is what I do.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consider your deer.
Like, listen, I don't do autographs, so don't ask.
Right.
That's funny.
I was pretty impressed. I think I just slung that damn bullet
Yeah. my Uncle James, he had a old Remington 7400, and it had those the shark fin sights on it, and he lost the sight off of his. It was a 308, and I seen him do that shit. He was aiming down the side of the barrel, and we were in Wheatley, Arkansas, and it's just big open fields, and he took a crack. It was a big old cow horn spike, and he just folded it up. I mean, I don't know how far it was. It was too far to be doing that. He shot it right in the eyeball, running wide open. So, I mean, it happens. There are guys like you out there. Just one or two, though. That's it. Not many.
There's only a couple of Indians like that.
Yeah, that's it. He was barefooted out there in his loincloth. Wow.
Well, I did that. All I had on that gun for what was it, Ricky? 2 seasons or 3 seasons? All I had was a back sight, and I just flip it down and look down the plate. All you can do is leave both eyes open and look down the barrel and blast.
Whatever works.
It works. So last year I was gonna get proper, and I took my gun to a gunsmith to get a front sight put on it. And I went.
He's gonna get proper. Leave my black tape on that son gun, boys.
Well, they took it off.
Damn.
But
dirty bastard.
But I know. So I had a front sight put on it. They went through it, and they were like, "Man, this is a mess." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." It's been banged around in the woods for a few years. So they said, "We got it all fixed up for you." And like the year before, I went through 40 bullets, 2 boxes of bullets, and I killed like 38 deer with 40 bullets.
Sweet.
And then I put a front sight on it and had it fixed up, and I greased it and put oil on it and did all their things. And the first 5 deer I shot, I had to shoot at them like 3 times before I killed them.
Oh man!
And I dart cattle. I dart cattle all the time for a living. Like in the summer, we run a lot of cattle and we dart a lot of cattle. And I'm used to open sights, but I don't know, that dirty 30 didn't like the sight they put on there.
Wanted to stay dirty.
I think they clean that thing up and just start slinging lead all over the place.
Right.
I can only imagine what came out of that barrel when they ran a fucking boar snake down. Oh shit!
Yeah, that'd be. I can only imagine.
Well,
but there's a lot of those 30s like that around. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, they're handy. They're handy.
Good.
Yeah,
I've got one, but I don't ever use the damn thing.
Well, because you got all that high damn falutin big money stuff.
I know. I went to Ricky's one day and he's like, "All right, shoot this gun." Handed me his 10mm with a can on it and a red dot. He said, "Shoot that plate out there." Tink.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty badass.
But now do it when I'm holding this spotlight with a 22 Magnum at 150 yards.
I'd rather be doing it with a cowboy gun, just slinging lead.
Hell yeah.
Those Remington core locks don't lie.
Put it on them, huh?
Oh yeah.
What was you gonna ask him, Ricky? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
I'm not. Oh no, I was just gonna. We're talking about the deer tracking stuff, and you've been doing that for how long, Michael?
Commercially since 2014. Started in 2012. Been doing it commercially since 2014.
And what's your area of where you're at? There is no area. That's why this is a trick question. Michael will drive to fucking Kentucky one day, and then Arizona the next.
That ain't
never
true.
stop.
I've never been either one of those places.
It's been close though.
He will. He would if he got called.
I mean, I get called to Kansas and Missouri every year, and I've never been to either one of them. But I go, so it's north central and northwest Texas and southwestern Oklahoma. I mean, I'll go to the Panhandle. I try to stay within 3 hours of here, but I'll go to Wellington, and I'll go to Sarah, Oklahoma for outfit up there a few times a year. I'll go down to Stephenville. I don't like Weatherford, and me and Ricky overlap Weatherford, and neither one of us like it because the country's so broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I followed a single long shot deer for 10 miles last year in Weatherford, and we had permission to be everywhere we went, but it was all net wire fence, and Woodrow weighs 91 pounds fit, and every time we got to a fence line, he'd have to wait on me to get there and throw him over the damn fence. And we put that deer back in the pasture where we started him, and I called calf rope and said, "No moss. We already got him back where he lives. Keep hunting. You'll see him again." He killed him 3 days later at the same feeder.
Hell.
But dogs chase the deer off, boys.
Yeah. 10 miles.
Proven.
Wow.
I had 3 deer last year that I toned Woodrow off at 10 miles. One, I pushed it. We followed him from Texas to other side of the river, put him on the lead run across the river. And then we got back to Texas. We made a big loop. And I finally quit at 12 miles, and that deer was killed 3 weeks later by a neighbor. And I mean, he was a big deer. He's a 165-inch deer.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
But it is meant to be a. What?
I was gonna say, Michael's a stubborn little Irish fucker, and all these deer he runs 10 miles. I stopped at 4 and went home.
I'm persistent. I am persistent.
We're like, if that deer ain't dead, we'll try. We'll push him till he dies.
That's what he'll try to do.
Like Woodrow, burn him up, son. Woodrow, put it on him.
If it's a single long shot deer, and I'm out over here like around Throckmorton, west of Throckmorton, Seymour, you get out west like Kroll, any of this country over here, you got big enough country where you can run a single long shot deer down, but it takes 4 to 6 miles to run the air out of them. And I've been doing it for 12 years, and it works. You just have to have the country. If your dog can't keep the deer moving, it ain't gonna happen. But if you got dogs that'll run them, they'll just run the arrow, and those deer will die on their feet in the middle of a race, and your client gets his deer loaded.
Yeah.
A lot of guys think so. One of the biggest problems is everybody wants to shoot right behind the shoulder. If the deer's quartered away from you, you're better off shooting behind the last rib than shooting right behind the shoulder, because you can only get one lung at most, and that's even if it enters the cavity. If it doesn't, that arrow or bullet will deflect and go between the shoulder and the rib cage, and you don't have any vitals. But at most, you're going to get one lung, and that's not a dead deer. Do not pursue. Call the dogs immediately. You treat it like a leg shot. You need dogs on it. You got to run the air out of it.
Yeah, because it's not going to die on it.
It's not going to die because it's shot in one lung.
Yeah.
99% of the time, a one lung shot deer's, if it dies, it's because a coyote's got on it and they ran it down like your dog was going to do, and they eat it all the way to his ears. So there's a whole.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask, what's the best track that you like? Is it gut shot? Like to get a call, what's the best? I ain't gonna say necessarily the easiest, but what's the most consistent that you know that they're going to be laying there at the end?
A leg shot with a a leg shot with a phone call right afterwards from the stand and say, I seen this deer running off with his leg flopping. What do I do? You don't do nothing. I'm on my way. We're going to drop dogs and we're going to run him down and bait him up.
Oh, a man of action. Ricky,
That's
what do you think?
Only way you're going to get him.
What were you saying?
What's your shot? What's your favorite shot to get a call
on? Oh, I mean, if it's untampered, the leg shot's the best one because you know they're going to be alive.
Y'all just want live action.
Then, well, hell yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Like, okay, like this deer's going to be dead.
Oh, well, then the gut shot. I mean,
yeah, my gut shot.
if you wait,
y'all just didn't even sound excited.
Well, you find enough dead ones. It's like, I want a live one more often times than not.
Oh man, if they call me like the legs flopping, I'll be like, hey, y'all call Ricky and them. They'll find it for you.
I put a video on my Snapchat from last year or the year before. It may be on there right now. It might be from yesterday. It was archery, shot right behind the last rib, gut, liver, lung. And they called me like 6 hours later and I was on a track. So I got there 9 hours after the deer was shot and went, I can't remember. I have to look. The hunters kept bumping him. I think it turned into like a 3-mile track, and he was hit in 3 organs, bumped by the hunters, and got him bait up at the end of it and killed him after I let him lay for 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of anything other than the hunters bumped him that hard and that far. When a deer knows that he's being pursued, they're gonna go as far as they can and hide. And the hunters will just stay after them, and it's ridiculous. That shouldn't have been a half a mile deal, but it turned into a 3-mile deal.
The leg shot and the gut shot, if they're untampered, like a lot of times they're going to be bedded inside 300 yards or sometimes less than that if they're unmessed with, And
in your country, they will. And over, like the gut shot's the same. Over here, where it's more open country, I've had guys call me with leg shots from the stand and, hey, his front leg slapped him in the back when he ran off. Shot him with a 270 or 6.5 Creedmoor or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what caliber it is if you shoot them in the leg. And they will not pursue the deer at all. And it'll be a mile before those dogs kick them out of bed.
Yeah.
But that's just because it's open country. So they have a lot more. They have a lot more country to travel to heavy brush.
Yeah, my area is like mesquites mainly, and red dirt, and some of the places are a lot of big crops and stuff. Over here, it's like bottom.
The Wagners. Stuff. Some of these ranches, it doesn't matter where they hit them or how long it's been or how far we can go, because go to the Wagners or the Spot Box or something like that. You're pretty unlimited on how far you can go. But you go south and east and the country gets smaller, and you got to start calling and ask permission to cross fences before you even leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be that I could see where that would definitely be tough.
I have to do that on basically every freaking track I get. It's like, look on your own. If you don't have it, send me what you got and let me look. And I'm like, here's this, this, and this. And they'll just got to get on the phone and go driving. I mean, because those freaking deer, if they're alive when we bump them up, they're on the neighbors in freaking no time. Every single time. And
for sure.
You got to get your ducks in a line before you go, or you'll be at a fence line and be waiting or something. A lot of times you can, slip in and get it done, but it's like, man, it's just so sketchy sometimes, and it's like you might as well be prepared because it's going to happen.
Yeah, or you get hold of the neighbor and they say, I don't want y'all on my property, and then you're done.
Mm-hmm.
then you just wasted 3 hours of your time and your dog's energy and the hunter's money, and it just wasn't worth even going.
Man.
I've had them be at the fence, blood across the fence, and the landowner show up like, nope. And be like, it's a 13-year-old girl's first deer.
They don't care.
Nope.
Their 14 grandson was hunting that same deer.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Wild.
And it's gut shot, and they know it's going to be dead, so they just walk around and find its horns and keep it.
That's crazy. But that
it happens all the time.
It's like that here. Like it's ridiculous. All the properties are very small compared to there. I'm sure they're very small, and so it's really hard to do anything. That's one reason why for a long time we got away from the long range hog dogs, and we were just running catch dogs and try to catch them as quick as we could. Because most properties were anywhere from 500 acres to 1,000 acres, and that's it. And nobody wanted you on their property with dogs.
It's not a lot different here. Yeah. I've had some country out west that was 14 or 20,000 acres that was just a big parking lot because we caught hogs on the neighbors every time we went.
Yeah.
That's where they live.
Yeah, that's how a lot of it goes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We used to have big properties, and then it got 20 years ago, there was a lot of bigger properties. And then it got to where it was just, just sold off as leases or leased out to individuals, and they made make little hunting clubs out of it or whatever, and 3 or 4 guys go in together and lease 1,000 acres, and and some of those guys they're not having it, man. There's nothing you can do to convince them that these dogs will not run deer off forever.
Right. Before cell phones were a thing, or before I thought about using it, I guess. There's been so many nights in the spring where I'll be running hog dogs and run up on a whitetail fawn, and the doe and the fawn will be bedded down, and the dogs have already ran by them, chasing a pig, and be bait 100 yards away, and I'll be following the dogs and look over and see a doe and a fawn just damn near step on the fawn. See a doe blow up in my face and nearly step on the fawn. The dogs don't mess with deer.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
At all. If you got a finished pig dog or cow dog or whatever, they don't care about a deer. They're not going to mess with it.
No, they shouldn't.
And it doesn't bother. Animals running through the woods don't disturb the woods. Humans running through the woods might disturb the woods. But it's not the dogs running through there that they don't run deer off. The deer run 50 yards and stand there and look back and go back to bed, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Even us running through the woods, me or you chasing hog dogs, you can be chasing dogs on foot and go 3 miles. You may bump 10 or 15 deer out of the woods.
That's how we scout for deer season. It's hog hunting. I mean, for real.
Right, but they're not going to run away and not come back. No. They're gonna. You boogered them and they get out of bed and they run 100 yards and they look back and you're already gone. They settle back down and they go back to bed. Mm. You didn't disturb them. You woke them up, but you didn't disturb them.
No.
You'll never get that through their heads, though.
Hell no. I don't know why. Like, it's not that complicated. But, well, it is apparently. It's complicated for some people to understand. Like I said, I've shown them videos and pictures and like, look, and I know guys that coon hunt all the time. We coon hunt some. And I'll call guys and be like, hey, man, there's a nice buck over here in the cornfield. If y'all want to go over there in the morning and shoot it, one of y'all. And they're like, man, how do you find these deer? I'm like, well, because we're out there with the dogs. Right. And they're like, they don't run them off? I'm like, no. Now, those guys, they're firm believers in it now. They're like, shit, just call me whenever,
Yeah. Let me know.
You gotta train on them.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Doing the hog hunts and the deer tracking deal, I got the best and the worst of both worlds. And it's really it's really hard to convince those deer hunters, because I'll see big hog tracks when I'm tracking deer. I'm like, hey, you're only like an hour from my house, and there's a bunch of big hog tracks around here. They're like, oh man, we're overloaded with hogs. I'm like, when deer season's over, you want to let me come hunt this place? Like, if you find my deer, you can have the keys to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll load their deer for them, and they're chest bumping and high fiving and just clinking whiskey glasses. I'll call them 3 months later when deer season's over.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how about hog hunting that place? Well, the landowner really doesn't like anybody out here hunting hogs. I'm like, okay, he wants those hogs to eat his wheat and tear his coastal up, and yeah, I bet. Yeah. All right. Call me next year when you shoot another deer.
It happens. I think it happens with everybody like that to some extent.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, man, just as soon as deer season's out, y'all come on. Then you call them, man, my brother-in-law, he don't really like dogs on the property. Some bullshit,
right.
You know?
Yeah. The dogs are eating all the fawns or whatever the hell they make up.
Always something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but do get to have a lot of fun in the woods, chasing deer and pigs.
He's probably in the woods more than anybody I know. I'm jealous.
Well, that's pretty cool, though. Living the dream.
If you're going to do it, might as well be making money doing it.
Oh, yeah. I just wish we knew how to do that. Because where we're at, there's like negative. There's not many.
Y'all ever take people hunting like occasionally a blue moon, y'all run some?
We take a few people out, you know. But man, like on the hog hunting and stuff, we just never been crazy as far as like trying to price it or anything like that. Yeah. You know, we have some guys that, you know, it's one of those deals. They come down every year and, you know, they hang out. It becomes more of a friendship, you know, and so it's like, you know, of course they know we put in a lot of time and effort to make sure that they have good hogs, and we try to get all of them on trophy hogs. And it's tough here because we don't have a big population, but, you know, we have some that they pay, but it's not a huge amount, you know, but we're appreciative of it regardless. But like tracking and stuff like that, you tell somebody around here $100, and that's if you find their deer. And most of them are like, oh my God, $100. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's if you've been there for what, 2 or 3 hours sometime. But now there's some that hey, it don't matter what it is, but there's very few.
It's getting better.
It is getting better. 10 years ago, if you'd said $100, somebody shot you. They just shoot you down.
Yeah. How dare you come help me and take time away from your life?
Exactly. And then we got up. We did the whole thing like, well, look, you know, whatever you think it's worth to you, man. You know, we drove an hour to come over here, and we were here for 3 hours, and we don't really have a set rate. Blah blah blah. Fuck all that. I'm not doing that no more. Like, dude pulled out $20 one day and was like, "Well, this is what I got." I was like, "Oh my God!" And that was probably the furthest I ever. No, he gave me $40. And that was probably the furthest I'd ever drove. And I wasn't mad at him at all. I was mad at myself. Yeah. And I was like, well, dude, that's ridiculous.
If you're there for 2 or 3 hours, it's a shit show.
Oh, it was a shit show. That's
100%.
And that's what you know, back then I was like, I had a good dog, but I would still, sometimes I'd be unsure because I was still new to the blood tracking stuff, you know, tracking deer myself. And so I would exhaust every effort, you know, to try to find these deer. And I was like, dude, I'm just working so hard to do this, and there's no reward. It wasn't even satisfaction of saying, man, I got this good dog doing this. Because even when that happened, shit, by the time they got to the deer, we start walking back to the truck. Hell, they done gone or something, you know. It's like, what the hell are they doing? Like, some of these people are insane over here.
Sounds like Oklahoma.
And then we got
it sounds like Taylor Bell country.
Last year we got one or two good clients that were like, one guy, he just loved watching the dog work. He had never been around it. He remember the last one we went track, he was like, hey, so we're gonna go up here. He's like, if I just give y'all $100 every time I call y'all, he said, they ain't even got to find them. But I'm just going to shoot some of these does long range. He said,
here we come.
Will you bring Louie out? And it's like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes from the house. I was like,
you puppy training.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were thinking.
We're there every time.
Because Louie was only 2 years old. That was his second season.
Yeah.
And like, he literally was batting 1,000. Every track we put him on, he found it. And so I was like, hell yes, this would be great. And then fucking Garmin collars wouldn't work. Tracking collars acting stupid. Then Louis decides he's which he's a hog dog. He decides he's a longer range hog dog and he gets run over like a goob.
No, I didn't know he got run over on a track.
Yeah. He was running a hog. He actually had it stopped and bayed, and it broke. And we were trying to get to him, dude. Like we were trying to get out of there. We were down in the damn place called the Big Holler, if that makes any sense. That's where we were at the end of it, locked in 4-wheel drive with that Toyota screaming.
It was ripping.
Oh well, I mean it ripped so hard the bolts in the alternator came out. The alternator fell off, and she was running hot. And I just kept her to the floor.
Yeah.
And we went and got old Louie. But yeah, that like
I almost got ran over.
Yeah, Nate almost got ran over too. It's like the fucking worst place in the world.
On the highway. I was like, oh no, don't enjoy that. Well, hell, that's not even what killed him.
No.
I was resplinting his leg and I had sedated him.
Because of that though.
Yeah. Well, he died from sedatives. He had an allergic reaction. And it was the same sedatives that we had used at the vet clinic. And the vet sent me home with some, and I gave the correct dosage, and he was fine. And then I don't know, he kept acting like he was like itchy or something. And I was like, well, his legs probably hurting because like it was like his elbow was shattered, and so
I was busted.
I was like, I had to completely change everything. And I was like, well, I guess his legs just really bothering him. He kept like panting and just like getting like all worked up. And I was like, well, like I don't know, buddy. Like you're just going to tough it out. Like didn't have any more pain meds or anything like that. And then we had left for Texas, and on the way out there, and then my ex-wife had called me, and she was like, or had called Dad and like told him what was going on because I was actually on the phone, and like he was kind of just panting, and then he just died.
Yep.
Like, and from what the vet and I discussed, like everything that came to it, he had an allergic reaction, and his lungs like just rapidly filled with fluid, and he basically drowned in like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, that's horrifying.
We drove almost 5 hours to that vet. It was like this is an old school vet, and like he is the man.
Yeah.
And that's who we wanted to work on him. And me and Nate was talking about, it was like, well, we're going. He's the other side of Atlanta, Georgia, and we live in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a 5-hour trip one way.
Yeah.
And so we carried him out there, and honestly, he was like, he said, man, he said, I think he'll be in the clear. But he got beat up. He got busted up pretty bad.
Yeah.
And seeing stuff like that when you're running a track, people don't take that into consideration. What if your dog's out there and they get run over? I mean, what are you going to do? Offer me $30? Some of these people around here, that's a good way to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Ricky, what was that deal that happened to Boris last year? What did you call that?
Like a tension pneumothorax. We actually talked about it whenever we were talking about the long stuff, Joey and Nate, we were talking about that.
That's right.
That dog I'm talking about is the brother to the stag bitch that I've got. And that's the ones I was telling you about. That was Michael's dog that just got basically blunt force from a sow. Just hit him so hard it popped a collapsed the lung, and then it couldn't air back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's a bad hunt. We caught some good pigs, but it was a bad hunt.
Wasn't worth it. Should have stayed home.
Oh, that's why I told those. I had 4 guys loaded up in my pickup, and I said, y'all should have stayed at the house because what y'all paid me ain't worth what that dog's worth. And he's only 2 years old.
Damn.
Freaking rock star.
Oh, just absolute, just gonna be a legend.
Well, shit. Since we're talking about the most horrific shit that sucks. Let's just hear it. What happened? What's the deal with the hunt? Was it a bad hunt?
Oh, the hunt wasn't bad. We pulled up to a place by Haskell, and fence line. You go straight down the fence line, it's a wheat field. So we're just cruising down the fence line. There's a couple hog trails, and I was waiting for those dogs to rig, going by those hog trails. Nobody ever did. So we get that wheat field, everybody started just prancing around. So I stepped out and unclipped a dog, and she went in the brush about 100 yards and truck. And those pig, you could hear those pigs start grunting, headed west or headed east to the wheat field. And I was like, oh, it's game on. There's a wheat field out there. So I dropped Boris and Sheila, and that hurt those dogs. I mean, they were wound up already. So they just haul ass and across the wheat field, and I take off on foot, get the other side of it, and got about a 260-pound sow caught by Sheila by herself. And I run up and leg her, and Boris is walking in a big circle around me, just head straight up, just trying to catch his air. So when those other boys get there in the pickup, I was like, grab this pig, leg her down, or I guess I legged her down. I said, sit on this pig, I'm going to check on the dog. And I run over to Boris, and I start mashing on him, feeling, seeing what's wrong with him, not cut, take his vest off, not bleeding anywhere, nothing. But he's big on one side, like swelled up. So I'm trying to mash air back in him, and so we have that pig caught, and then the bay dogs roll on, and they get 200 yards away, bait solid. And I'm sitting there trying to save this dog, and got another hog bait up, and have somebody take Sheila and go to the bay, and it doesn't take 2 minutes. This dog's dead. It's dead as a hammer. So we catch 3 or 4 or 5 pigs out of that group, and then I'm pissed off, obviously. Not my best dog, but a damn sure rock star of a 2-year-old is dead, laying in the back of the pickup. So they were all done. So we load up, come back to the house. So I called Ricky the next day, and I was like, because he's paramedic. It was something I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a clue, like what the hell's wrong with him. Didn't have broke ribs, nothing. And Ricky told me about him getting so hard, which this dog he hit a pig pretty hard. Like, I don't know what his wide open speed was, but that's what he hit him with.
He was all gas and no brake ever.
Yes. Yeah. He would hit a pig. If a pig was facing him, it was like, he looked like an accordion when he hit him, because his ass would slap his head. Damn. When he hit him. He looked like he was trying to knock a brick wall down. And a lot of times he'd knock a pig down. But this one apparently stepped into it because it didn't work. But his sister, that Sheila dog that Ricky's got right now, his litter mate, she had it caught by herself. I mean, it was a big sow. She weighed 260, fat, just a big fat sow. But I guess she turned back before he got to her, and he just tried to mow her down and knock her down, and it didn't work. Collapsed his lung.
Wow.
Stupid deal. I'd rather not guided that hunt than to have that dog killed.
Oh, I can only believe that sucks.
That was a rough one. That dog is just, I mean, every single day they go out, he'd be sending me, it was like high rock reels. So it's like this dude's making 8 sacks a game, like every single day, just doing cool shit. Like, I mean, it was crazy.
Running
Like,
pigs off
what's
a
Boris
creek.
gonna do today? I mean, he was
Run a pig off a creek bank right in front of me and stand up with an ear in his mouth and just a stud.
But we talked about poking a hole in that. If that side that's all aired up is air inside the diaphragm and not in the lung, and if you were to just Hail Mary try, you could, yeah, maybe. I mean, it could have aired up, it could have not, but it damn sure wasn't gonna hurt anything.
No, it wouldn't hurt nothing. I'd have cut a rib out of him if it had saved him.
Right.
But yeah, it's always the good ones. You don't ever have anything like that happen to a piece of shit.
No.
Nope.
It's always the good ones.
Well, that's kind of like going to the funeral home. You know, when you go to a funeral home, it's because of one of the greatest men or women have passed on. This damn crackhead can't die.
Run over by a train, fucking got AIDS, don't make us still live forever. We've got this guy in my town, and he is literally, we run on him all the time. I'm not gonna say his name, but like, he's a homeless bum in town, and they've been running on him since like the late 70s. Like, he's been a bum in the town that I worked for forever. Like, he's got an arrest record from the late 70s on the city page. He is famous. Well, anyways, you're running a long time. Like, oh, it's fucking, what's his name, and then the other day they had this heroic save, and it was a cop, his chest camera or whatever. Well, he's in front of the police station. There's a train track right there. Well, old boy was crawling out to the tracks, and here comes a train. And he's just like, he's probably 70 years old now. And so he's got it all on camera. He runs out there and just barely pulls him off the tracks before that train gets there. And I'm like, this dude is never gonna die. Yeah. He's gonna live forever. And he's a drug addict and all kinds of things. But it's like, of all the things, that cop just happened to pull up and save his life again. Yeah. Like, I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've Narcaned him back to life. It's like, almighty.
No, I think every town has that. I think they have at least one,
You only have one?
Well, we don't we're not in a very big town. No, we got a lot of we don't have many of that's in elderly status yet, but we have a lot of up and comers. I mean, they're trying really hard and they're succeeding.
Yeah.
They're doing very well. A lot of shopping carts that are stole from Dollar General. We had a dog supply store, and every day we'd have a new shopping cart. And I was like, we don't have yellow shopping carts. And they would park them right there at our store. I was like, because we were right beside the scrapyard. Free entertainment all the time. Bro, they would be out there fighting by themselves. It was a one-on-one match with just one person.
Oh, yeah. Them and a piece of copper.
Oh, yeah.
I guess if you're doing that, you're winning.
Yeah.
You can't lose that one.
There was a few times where it was, I had to cut, I'd be like, hey, y'all got to move. Y'all got to go on. Hell, they would just, when we first moved in there, they would just come sit on the porch and hang out. I was like, nope, y'all got to go. And they were we ain't bothering nobody. I was like, well, you're going to have to leave.
You go not bother somebody somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly.
Hey, Ricardo.
What?
Give us your funniest deer tracking story.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest?
Yeah, the funniest.
Not funny.
Is this one that you got in mind, or is this one that
sounds like he knows one?
That's what I was thinking. Is this a trick question? You already know this?
No, it's not a trick question. Just something funny, because I already got one in mind.
Oh,
Something stupid and funny that happened when you were tracking a deer.
well, I mean, I can't think of an exact one, but there's so many that are. Boy, I shot a giant, by God, and he's as big as, it's the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life. Like last year, we had one, and I mean, Huck earned this sumbitch. It was not an easy track, and we this deer went across this open pasture, and there was a bunch of cows in the pasture, and the cows were chasing him off the damn blood trail, and he'd like make a lap and kind of get him 100 yards away, and then he'd come back. And then he'd get a lap. So I'm chasing cows off so he can freaking work. Well, he finally gets down through this whole hay pasture, blah, blah, get to the bottom, runs him 600-700, bays him up. I go over there, and I'm like, this son bitch ain't eat. Because so in Texas, the majority of the state, a buck has to be 13 inches or wider to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either shoot a spike, or you've got to either have to have a spike on one side or both sides, and that can be your coal buck or kind of what they call it, and then you can shoot a trophy buck or whatever is the 13 inches or wider. And we roll up, and Huck's baying the piss out of this leg shot buck, and I'm like, that is not a lead. That some bitch ain't 11 inches wide, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, he is telling me it is, poor man. He was so excited, boy. And we know, of course, I put it down. This some bitch has got a flopping leg, and he gets there, and boy, he looked down and looked at me. He looked down at that deer, and I just knew he was going to say, well, that ain't my deer,
Mm.
And because I've had that before, and he looked at it, and he's like, thank you so much. And I was like, oh, that went so much better than I thought it was going to go. I just knew for sure. Well, the problem was, the worst part was, is we were on the neighbors, and the neighbors had met us out there to let us go through. Well, he had been telling the neighbors how big it was and all this shit, so they came down there with him. And then when they came to the woods, they were looking at me and shaking their heads like, "Are you kidding me?" And none of them wanted to say that thing's illegal, but they were all just kind of like, "What the hell?" Oh, I felt bad for the poor guy, but he was happy.
I was thinking, say, if he's happy, man, that it sucks that it was on the smaller side, but that just goes to show you that trophies can be anything to certain people.
That's his trophy.
Yeah.
It was. And he wasn't a big deer hunter. He was like somebody that was a guest on the lease, and he knows if he ever even shot a deer. But I mean, but to him, it was the biggest damn deer he'd ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty wild there.
If they're happy with them, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, the dog, I don't give a shit if it's a spike or what. I mean, the dog.
Yeah, the dogs don't care how big they are.
No.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear yours.
It's it's that one that I had Quint with me on a couple of years ago.
Where the guy when you videoed him?
Yeah, that old man. They shot this deer with a crossbow.
I wish you could play this video during during this damn podcast. Dude. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
So we pull up this older man. Like, he doesn't really look like a deer hunter. I think he just, I don't know, maybe wanted to impress his grandkids or something. I don't know. Or just had a midlife crisis and or late life crisis and wanted to go deer hunt. So we pull up. I mean, he called me and told me all the details, and I told him what the deal was. And we show up like 4 hours later, let the deer lay. He's gut or liver shot deer, archery with a crossbow, and pull up, and I go to put my boots on. Well, this hunter starts walking towards the feeder pen. I was like, hold on. Let me let the dog out. Let him empty out. I'm like, we don't need to know anything. You shot him at this feeder. The dog's going to go decipher everything by itself. You don't need to point him in the right direction or nothing. So I'm putting my boots on, and dogs roll on. They go like 200. So me and Quint leave the pickup, and dogs are hammered like 300. I'm like, oh shit, let's go. So we take off trotting through the woods, and we get there, and this deer went across. And he went across some woods, and there was a hay patch, 20-acre hay patch or something. I mean, it wasn't nothing, but they had this deer caught, and I'm fixing to shoot the deer, and Quint's filming the deal. So I got my gun up, and I go to shoot the deer, and here comes this old man that shot the deer. He's got to be 65 or 70 years old. Runs in front of me, fixing to shoot the deer, waving his arms. I'm like, hold on. Is this legal? And I was like, what are you doing? Get out of the way. He said, is this legal? I said, yeah, it's legal. I told you the deer was still going to be alive. We're going to have to bait him up and shoot him. He said, it's not gun season. I said, get out of here. And he finally gets out of the way. I got 2 dogs hanging off this deer, so I tried to keep it from running off. And he runs to the brush. They get him caught again. And anyway, I walked up and killed the deer. And the guy was like, I don't know. I feel like you need to call the game warden. I said, you can call the game warden. They're invited every track I go on. It's a 100% legit deal. But I'm going to shot you in the face. What are you doing?
Dude, the freaking video is so funny because, like, it's like an over-the-shoulder POV fucking shot. Like, it's the money shot. It's all about to happen. You got dogs. They're deer's doing circles with the dog just hanging off his ass. And right when he fucking pulls that gun up, dude just walks right in front of the frame and is just, are we sure this is legal? Is this legal? Can we do this right now? And meanwhile, the dog's doing circles and the deer is.
I said, get out. Get out
of the way.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
No, that's some funny shit right there.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
The video is freaking hilarious.
Oh, I could only imagine. Dude just jumped out. Stop that.
I mean, like, literally walked in front of a gun. Like, he put himself in front of the damn deer. Like he was going to block the bullet.
And he wasn't 10 foot between, like, no. I wasn't 20 foot. I wasn't 20 foot from the deer. And he wasn't 10 foot from the end of the barrel and 10 foot from the deer.
Shit.
And I told him after that, I said, if that deer would have got away from those dogs, he'd have mowed your ass down. And there wasn't nothing we could do about it. Like, he'd have double lunged you.
Damn.
He wasn't a big deer, but
don't matter.
He had enough horn to poke through 2 lungs.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Suckers are stout too.
Oh yeah. You get a buck riled up like that, they're gonna knock an average man down and match them.
You got me thinking. I got a quick funny one. So we go on an archery shot. Don't know what the hell it is.
Hold on. Is this your lakefront restaurant?
Oh here? No, we haven't had enough time before I can tell that story.
We'll go on with whatever you got.
Anyways, we go. It's a for a buddies. Usually the buddies I give like lenience to, like I'll come and appease you or whatever, even if it's a shitty shot. You know, I'm trying to be nice. A lot of guys, I'm super detective, and if it's a waste of time, it's a waste of time. I ain't gonna do it. And anyways, we go and arrow don't look real good. And I just don't know I don't know where the deer shot. I got no damn idea. I just can't. There's just not enough to tell. There's blood on the ground, whatever. Hell with it, drop the dog. So it goes, fucking 200 yards or whatever it is, and there was a net wire fence, and he was going up and down and up and down, and I said, hell, that deer jumped the fence over here. Let me go over here and throw him over the fence. Well, I go over there and throw him over the fence, and it was like cattle panel, like 4 foot, 5 foot tall. It was, I don't know why, but anyways, I throw him over, and he goes in there about 75 yards. It's like a thick brush, and there was a little 2-track down that fence line. Well, I hear him. He opens, and it's like he's running, it's like he's coming. So I look at my Garmin, and I'm like, if I can jump out on this 2-track, by the time I might get a passing shot on the deer. He's coming this way. Well, I climb over that fence, and I mean, I seen no more than I get in that 2-track and look left, and that son of a bitch is on me. And he runs by, and he went around me, thankfully, because I thought he was going to bulldoze me, but he went around me. I pull out my pistol and just shoot, just like I didn't aim or nothing. Well, here comes Huck by, whatever. They go 100 yards, no barking, and he's treed. And I'm like, well, I'll be damned. I must have hit him, I
Got him.
Got him, and then I get down the trail, and I'm like, oh damn, I got him. Like, it's spraying blood from the when I seen him to where he stopped, blood everywhere. So I'm like, hell yeah. I get over there, and I hit him right in the damn neck, but it hit his jugular or in his damn airway because it was all foamy and stuff. So I'm kind of sitting over the deer, and I call my buddy, and I'm like, hey dude, we got him. He's like, man, I heard you shoot. You got him? I'm like, yeah, I got him. I'm over here. Well, as I go to drop a pin on my phone, Huck's chewing his ass out like he always does. Well, this son of a bitch wakes up and he starts to roll. Well, he's running, and there's another fence probably, I don't know, 60 yards away. Well, he's dragging, Huck's running him and has got a hold of his ass the whole way. Well, they both jump the fence, and both of them flip over the fence about the same time. And I'm like, God dang it, dumb son of a bitch. Well, he goes out there 40 yards, and they're laying, they're caught again, and he's just basically laying there, and I'm like, all right. So I go over there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna knife this son of a bitch. And we were kind of, that next fence, I didn't know whose it was. So we're 40 yards on the other side of it, and I'm like, man, whatever. So I get over there, and it's like an open cut hayfield. And there's houses up top, and I'm like, I gotta get the hell off here. Like, I mean, the dog's here, I'm already here. Like, I just gotta get him back to the fence. Well, I go over there, and I'm like, I'm just gonna knife him. I didn't want to shoot again. I just didn't want to cause any damn, commotion. So I go and I get the knife out. Well, I stick the knife in his armpit. Well, he stands up again, and I've got a hold of his rack, and I've got a knife in his armpit, and he starts to just kind of walking. Well, I'm like, this could work out in my favor. Well, I turned the deer towards the fence that we was headed to, and I walked him to the fence.
So let's go home.
As I'm grabbing him, and I fucking got him right to the fence, and I just flopped him like a steer right at the fence, and then we were back home in the safe spot, and which it's like, you gotta try. I wasn't gonna drag. It was a full grown ass deer. Like, I was gonna have to drag him, but his little last wind got him back to where we needed to be. Turns out that the fence was fine and we were good where we were at. But at the time, I'm like, I'm getting where I know I can be.
Yeah, precaution.
So yeah, well, I basically just walked him to the fence as he took his last few steps, and
champion deer dogger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fucking do what you gotta do.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it worked out good,
It was just, and that was the week before that. I got bulldozed by a deer that was same stupid shit. Like, I'm trying to knife these deer and not waste a bullet, which is retarded. But like, when the dog's chewing on their ass, I just send walk up, stick a knife in the armpit, and be done with it. So like, it wasn't a week. I ain't shitting you. Like, a week prior, I still had a freaking hole in my hand from that deer. I put one in the armpit, and he turned and came and just planted me on my ass. Like, I mean, from laying down to not moving to me being on my back with his horns, I had a hole underneath my chin where his brow tine went, and then I had a hole in my hand where he pegged me into the dirt.
Damn.
Sounds like you need some rougher dogs.
Well, Huck was latched on both these son bitches each time. Maybe a heavier dog.
You need some dogs that'll stretch them out a little bit.
No, one dog on that 165er on the ass wasn't good enough. Both of them, but yeah. So you'd have thought I'd learned my lesson on that one, but now I have learned my lesson, and I do not knife deer anymore. I don't care if I'm a foot away. I'm shooting him.
Huck is not a reputable catch dog.
No, he is a loose bay dog for facts.
Yes. That's all right. He's good at it.
He is.
Let him be good at what he does.
Yeah. No more knifing. Well, you got anything else?
Hey, whatever y'all want to do. What time? How much time we got on it? Oh, we're almost 2 hours in. Yeah, so we're good on that as far as time wise. But I mean, if y'all got anything else you want to go over, feel free.
Michael, you got another good story?
Nah, let's do another one. Let's do another episode later on.
Okay, right. Let's do it.
Well, that sounds.
We need to catch up during deer season and do a recap or something mid deer season. We could just kind of talk about October or whatever it is and do something like that.
Yeah, let's do a end of October archery season thing.
Recap. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Y'all get who's the other guy? Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor.
Yeah, get all
Taylor
three.
Bell.
Yeah, get all three y'all and do it.
You're gonna not be able to talk if you get me and Taylor on the phone.
I don't want to talk. That's y'all's job. I talk all the time. Y'all can do it. I just say I don't even got to be on here. I'll sit over here and I'll find me a cold beer, some whiskey or something, and sit here and just be entertained.
I'm a cur dog guy and Taylor's a hound guy. We can get each other wound up pretty quick.
Yes, it's a must do then, Ricky. Y'all got to put that together, brother.
So it's pretty fun to poke in the Texas Oklahoma shit.
Oh yeah,
it's never a dull moment.
I told Taylor last season. I asked Ricky. I said, "What's the closest town north of Taylor?" And he told me, and I put it on our group chat. I said, "Headed to, I don't know, Slapahoe Reservation or whatever it's called." And Taylor texted me mad. "You son of a bitch, you're coming to my country, you're past." Oh, he's wound up. And I was headed to Childress or Chillicothe or Kroll or somewhere. Yeah. Not even his direction at all.
The opposite direction.
We got him wound up.
It ain't hard to do.
Water friends.
Nah. Exactly.
Well, good. I appreciate you coming on, Michael. Hey, tell everybody about your outfit and how they can get a hold of you and stuff if they want to come hog hunting with you.
Oh man, if you want to do a dog and knife hunt on hogs or AR and thermal hunt on hogs, you can go to riverbottomtracker.com and look at the website, or you can just call me 254-485-7941. Or if you need a deer track east of Ricky or west of Ricky, it's the same number.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All the way to New Mexico, I guess.
He has gone to New Mexico and tracked out, so don't lie.
Yeah.
Damn.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
there's a bunch of free range elk in West Texas.
They're getting that way. Some big ones too.
Yeah, Casey Smith killed a 413 with some clients a couple weeks ago in velvet.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some big elk. There's big all dad. There's big elk. There's big everything. Except the hogs are smaller.
The hogs are tiny.
Yeah, the hogs are little, but they got big teeth.
Yeah. Oh, good. Right on. Well.
All right, boys.
All right, man.
Good
talking with us.
Yep. It's good to meet you.
See y'all.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir. Bye.
All right. See you. Right on. Well, there's another one there, Mr. Ricky.
Yep. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like his training methods on the puppies and going over stuff like that. He's got a lot of good, especially on the catch dog stuff, because there's a lot of guys that, man, I've had them call me and ask me that. So now they can just go, I can say, hey, go check this episode out right here, and it'll help you out.
Yeah, and he's real knowledgeable on all the dog stuff. I swear he's He's with dogs more than he is humans, but it is funny because I'll do something with the hog dogs, especially as of recently. I'm trying to do whatever I can, and it's like that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, Ricky. I'm just like, well, I gotta fucking try. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm just trying to make something happen over here. I don't have a whole lot of options. I don't got a finished dog to put him behind. I'm just trying to make shit happen.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Well, see,
I don't whatever.
It comes out, and I like I was saying a while ago about the training pups and stuff. I do things way different than a lot of people, but there are a lot of people that do it the same way. Like you're doing, you're putting them dogs out there, and they got to go find the damn hogs themselves. You don't have a good finished dog to say, okay, guys, go with him. No, they got to go do it. And so and this is just me, but I feel like as far as a strike dog and a bay dog, you will have a better product at the end when they do it themselves. It's a bigger process and it's harder to start out with. It is. But and we've done it. I've done it for years, but it is so nice to have a good finished dog you can just throw a couple pups with and be like, and that finished dog can teach them faster.
Oh yeah,
it really 100%. Can. But there's a lot of times where we've also had dogs that were, 2 or 3 years old, and they weren't up to par what this 1-year-old pup was doing because I had him going by himself. But they were, generally we run a pack of dogs, so you got to have all kinds. So I'm with you. Just make it happen. I totally get it. Just make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, what if you don't if you don't have an option, you just got to go with the option that you have. You know what I mean?
Amen, brother. Ain't no doubt. Well, man, like I said, that's a good episode. We appreciate you doing this.
You bet.
I guess so. And
it's about to get busy around here. We got like 2 weeks I guess September 27th is opening day of deer season, and then it's archery for like a month. So we'll be running and gunning soon.
Hell yeah. Well, all right, my brother. I appreciate you.
You bet. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Thank you, Nate. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
You bet.
See, I'll get this over. All right. 10-4. Well, there's another one. Don't run with Lite Hounds. We appreciate y'all listening to the Dixie Doggers podcast and all the subsidiaries that we have now. And hey, man, we're just out here. We're doing just like Ricky said. We're just trying to make it happen. And once again, without you guys, it don't happen unless we got all the listeners out there. So make sure to interact. Y'all holler at us. Check out all our social media stuff. I want to say thanks to all our affiliates and associates that we work with. Man, it's great. We appreciate it. We're growing, we're building, and it's all because of y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that episode. If there's anything or anyone you'd like to hear on the podcast, or if you'd like to come hunt with us, don't hesitate to contact us at dixiedoggers01@gmail.com.